Well, I began as a high school teacher. When I was in the formation program, I taught at Marion High School for 4 years. And then I was asked to go to graduate school. So I went to graduate school and prepared to become a professor at Regis. I studied in the political science government area. And so I taught everything from American politics to international relations to comparative politics. And I taught there. I was at Regis really for 32 years. And about half of that time, I served as the chief academic officer, so I was a part of the leadership of the college during those years. And after I completed my work as dean, I returned to the classroom for a few more years. Subsequently, I was called to leadership in the congregation, and so in 2006, I became the vice president. Following that, I was called to finance to be the treasurer. What I learned was that you can have many professions or many careers as you're going along in this journey. So I have spent the last nearly 20 years here in the Mother House working within the leadership of the congregation as I said, as treasurer and then as president. I've always been under the influence of the Sisters of St. Joseph. Now, I never really thought too much about that until very recently in terms of the charism, but we never heard the term charism when we were young. It was just, I knew that the sisters were very kind, that they had great relationships with people, and that they were enjoyable. However, I never gave any thought to becoming a sister, certainly not through high school. And then when I was in college, I began to think a little more seriously about it, such that I became friendly with a couple of the sisters there, and gradually they began to, encourage me to think in those directions. However, I also, when I graduated, I took a year off. I went to Washington and went to work for the government. Had a nice job, high security clearance, and I was working as an intelligence analyst. But at the same time, I knew that this was not my lifetime career, that I really wanted to become a sister. And so I went back and I entered and became a sister over a period of years. When I was in graduate school, I often, once a week maybe, entertained myself by playing a round of golf, because golf was one of my passions in my youth. And at one point I had a woman invite me to come to Florida, and she would hook me up with a coach because she thought I could become a professional golfer. So I said, well, now there's an interesting thing, but the congregation expects me to become a professor. So I really have to get this degree and go home and do my teaching. However, it was an exciting opportunity, and I think about it every once in a while. But as I said, I've had so many opportunities in my roles and responsibilities within the congregation, whether it was at the college or here at the Mother House. I've had opportunities to travel, to meet a lot of people, wonderful sisters from other congregations across the country and in from other parts of the world. So it's really been an extraordinary journey, one that I would never trade for anything, not for golf. So I think being a Sister of St. Joseph was really the right choice for me. I'm glad I made it when I did. I was not the least bit attracted to it when I was in grammar school and high school, at least not knowingly. I think, subconsciously it was really always there, but I didn't come to it until a little bit later. So here I am.